Yes. No. Well, it was only supposed to be two.
And
And
what,
then,
one slipped in?
yeah. Well, one started last night. Um, so I thought, oh, well, hopefully it'll be all right. And then this morning there was another one. And then by this evening, there was another one.
Take three.
So,
So what's the bonus cut?
so the bonus cut is a double het pepper albino, which should be a nice clutch. So hopefully I might get some odds in there with an albino pepper.
So it's a pepper freak night tonight.
It is a pepper freak night. It is peppers galore. Oh,
Excellent.
this egg is actually moving around. If I actually put this screen on here.
We might get some live slitting action again.
Yeah, just this egg right here. You can just see those tweezers. Might just move that up into the big camera for a moment. So you can see down the bottom all the goop. Kind of, there you go. See the egg moving around there.
Yep. Things are starting to happen. They're ready for showtime.
Yep. So we'll just see if he slices the egg. We might get a live egg slicing happening here in a second.
What's this one? What's the first one up?
So this first clutch is a polygenic project. We've had a few people asking about polygenic stuff and line breeding and that, and that's exactly what this is. The very start of hopefully
Stage one.
Stage one of black and gold pepper project. So I already made the heads. So the original parents was my really nice high yellow black and gold jungle, pure jungle, which I paired with one of my pure silver pepper boys. He's having a right old wriggle around in there, isn't he? Well,
Yep.
So I produced the hets, so I held those back, and this is the first clutch. So I'm hoping down the track is to get, a high percentage black and gold, like some of the fluoro jag stuff I'm working on, and just normal pure black and gold jungle. So the idea is to have that color, that really nice bright yellow gold color of a jungle with a pepper pattern. So it's a polygenic project. Obviously, it's a long-term project.
So take a bit of time because obviously we've seen jungle quite heavy influence in most things when it's mixed in.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting to see how strong the pepper gene is versus the natural jungle look.
Yep. So hopefully you get something out that has some sort of yellow. The parents were quite nice and yellow. Yellow, obviously not a bright high gold yellow, but certainly quite nice.
Yeah, awesome.
So hopefully if there's a couple of peppers in here, which should be in a ratio of 1 to 4. No, my luck, it'll be none.
Look at that egg up the top left.
Yeah.
Pumping.
Yeah, I'm just kind of delaying because it'd be really good to just see it just slit open.
Just
pouring out the hole down the bottom. He's already cut.
Yeah, you know, see a little bubble then as he's probably poked his head down towards that little slit.
Yeah, I might just cut it because I didn't have the egg. I had to pull all these apart preempting, knowing that we were going to do quite a bit. So
let that one fly, mate. We'll see if it comes out on its own, just in the background. Cool to see them make their own effort.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. So that's what this clutch is. So hopefully, if there's a couple of peppers in here, the idea will be to get them up to size, obviously, put them back to jungle to make some 75%ers.
Jungle blood.
Yep. Repeat that process to get up to that high, high 90, 4, 5, 6%, whatever it is. Get right up there to get a high percentage jungle blood in the peppers and hopefully make some really nice black and gold peppers. Long-term goal, but you've got to start somewhere, and that's what we're seeing here tonight. But, I mean,
you'll be 90 years old by the time you get to 90%.
Oh, no, I'll be dead.
You can pass on your legacy to someone else to continue.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, we may as well get cracking. We've got a few eggs to pick tonight.
Yeah, you get cutting as the regular crowd's rolling in. Katie Gordon, hey het. Is that like hey heterozygous? I'm glad she didn't say hey homo. That could have been a bad start. So, homozygous.
It's het for homo.
Better than you being homozygous for homo. Oh, bloody Mozzie, get away from me.
I'll teach you.
Wildy?
Let me bring my other light here into play. So I've got the extra little bit of light here on the egg.
Peter Statten, as always, good luck tonight.
Right. Yep.
Emily, good morning. We're used to you good mornings.
There we go, little Wildy.
Heads up.
Heads up and out.
Look at that tongue going, mate. Get it on.
Like I'm free.
It's looking for a feed.
Yeah, it's got some really nice, for example, tiger type banding on there. So, anyway,
very nice.
So we won't dilly dally too much, as much as I'd like to.
So, you love to dilly dally around all day.
Like the dilly me dallies.
Ryan, g'day, mate. Good luck tonight, he says. Yes, I think we'll see some visuals all over the place tonight from Daz, whether we want to or not.
Right. Some really reduced patterns.
That's different.
Certainly is.
No Jaguar in this. It's just jungle.
Oh, this is just pure jungle across pure MD. But when you think about it, I don't know. Looking back, I don't know anyone that's actually crossed MD and jungle. I mean, why would you normally? You know, I've done it for a genetic purpose and a polygenic purpose, but you know,
genetics reasons.
Yeah, certainly something I wouldn't normally do. So,
oh, excuse me.
Quite happy, little chappy. There you go. No need to come out, mate. Show me your back, you know.
Just chill. Okay. Charlie D, g'day, mate. Good to have you on board as always. Talking to a guy today, said Charlie D was a good guy. He's got someone under his spell.
Oh, you can't tell compulsive lies these days, can you?
I did agree. He said he's not a bad bloke. He's all right.
He's all right.
We'll keep him around.
Add him to the list.
Richard Gear, g'day, fellas. Good luck, Dazza.
Thank you.
Sharon Harris, evening. Ledger, g'day, mate. We're going good.
Some crazy patterns on one of these.
Normalise again.
Yep. If that body marking can come out quite through the side here.
Interesting to see in the wild types whether they. I'm sure you'll get a mix as we've seen in other species, but how Murray they look, because that looks a bit more Murray looking than jungle looking. You think,
mate? They're all getting a lot of banding. Like if you know, for me with the like 50-50 type jungles, 50, you know, which for those that don't know, what we used to call 50-50 jungles were those that were banded, that were pretty much even all up and down. So yep. It's like 50-50s, and yeah, they kind of got that similar sort of patterning in them. So it'll be interesting to see once they're out how to shed and see how they go. Because obviously, you know, you want to be picking back the most yellow ones because that's the direction, you know, the project needs to go.
So same as your clutch earlier in the year, you think the lighter white ones hopefully will turn out to be the brighter yellow ones as adults?
Yeah, hopefully. Well, we'll see. Well, that's quite nice. I mean, these guys are obviously POS het albinos because it's a het-to-het pairing. So, but yeah, quite nice. That's really nice. This one's quite like that.
Very clean. Nice.
Yeah. It's a wildie.
On a run of wildies, mate.
Hopefully it's just your trick, you know. I'll just like
just go in early, just pull out some wild types, and then bring them magic.
Yeah, mind you, it is het to het, so it is only a 1 in 4 odds.
Yeah, less numbers.
Yep.
Robert Paul, good evening and good luck. He says. Nick Hayworth, how are you, buddy?
Nice.
Brendan Young, g'day, mate. Oh, Donna Bennett, your lucky stars here, so you might have half a chance.
Popped in just in time by the look of it.
Fingers crossed, absolutely. Darren's crossing everything tonight. He's got a lot riding on the luck of the snake gods. That's looking a bit more interesting.
Oh, it certainly is. I'm just trying to confirm. It certainly looks like a pepper. Stephen
Johnson, g'day from Brent's YouTube channel. What a legend! Thank you for YouTubing me. Peter Statten. Let's go. Oh, Mr. Muzz Williams. How are you, Rooster Boy?
Hey.
He's talking some smack about me being lucky, and hopefully you get some luck.
I hope so. I think you stole it all. On the head on this one. I think this is like a headless one. Where the hell are you hiding?
Keen to see the head on that. That's looking possibly like the first magical Magical birth. It's almost like a world first, isn't it? Multi-species pepper.
Kind of, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, if you don't consider the other multi-species peppers already hatched.
Well, first of a jungle Murray pepper. Mm.
I do not know where your head is at. It's very hard to see.
Dennis Bolt, g'day, mate.
I'll just put
Peter
in here.
Street.
Mr. Streety. I'll just
How are you, mate?
We'll go back to him.
Come back and dig around. No Antaresia cutting tonight. Sorry, mate. I think we're done with ant clutches at my end. What about you, Daz? You got any ant ones left cooking?
I think they're all, a few of them popped over Chrissy kind of New Year's break. I think there might be one or two. I did have Port Headlands pop.
Yep.
I go back and check them. I did pip them because it was on the night we couldn't do it. So they're quite cute little skitties.
Very nice.
That's kind of
Bastion.
That's kind of the colours you're kind of looking for in the wild side. So that'll come up nice and yellow, despite being only a posset pepper. But that'll actually turn out to it's not going to be a real nice black and gold like what I consider a good quality jungle. But that'll turn out quite nice.
Yeah,
that nice Excellent. And light colour. Yeah.
More of a Murray looking head on that one.
Yeah, I think there's kind of a similarity in them. It's different, but yeah, like I'm not sure. It's going to be like it's the first time I've done this. When you look at the jungles, you look at the photo that I put up of the mum. You can see a bit of jungle influence in it. So
yeah,
pay a little bit more attention to these heads and see what they look like.
Yes, Liam says g'day. Katie meant to say hey. I know sometimes we're just idiots, as you've probably seen already.
Brent and I are idiots all the time.
Should see us off camera.
Yeah.
There's Matthew Casa, evening.
It might be hard to pick up there on the camera because it's quite dark, but that's actually got more of a jungle influence type head pattern on it. It's very dark.
Yep. Still the light eyes though. No black eye magic yet.
Yep.
Carnia Wood, may the odds gods be with you.
Thank you.
If I did not expire all of the available credit this week.
I think Brent stole them, all the odd gods, for these last couple.
I prayed so long for that Bradley Darwin albino clutch.
I reckon you paid for quite a long time. I reckon you've got red welts on your knees from praying.
I don't care where the red bits were. I was just happy where they landed inside the egg eventually. Mr. Kirkman, g'day, mate.
Hey.
Mr. Fresh Blood, good luck, he says.
Good as well. So, you need to give me your tips and tricks. Brent's tips and tricks on how to get the head at the top of the egg.
Pure skill, mate. I don't know. If you paid attention while I was cutting, you'd probably work it out. It's the amount of rotation of the egg when you pick it up to tell them that it's time to put their head up.
It's time to release.
You need to turn it the correct amount of angle.
Hold your tongue in the correct position.
Don't start.
Oh, there we go. Go back.
Hold it there.
There we go. There's the black eye we're looking for.
There we go with the first pepper.
Yep. Well, first confirm one, I guess. So we can get that up. Black eye.
Got any blacker?
Blacker.
Be interesting to see how that, the tail striping back end and that, the broken up pepper look goes with the black eyes. If it is indeed the pepper we hope it is.
Yep. Obviously, it's a longer term plan, but if you look at your typical silver pepper, and then instead of being black and silver grey sort of thing, being black and gold. I reckon it'll make a really nice looking snake. So,
cracker. Keep that one aside for a bit of a look later.
Yep. So I'd say that other one is probably as well. So I'm guessing that's probably two.
Similar patterning. Yeah.
Yeah. Take this one that's left a big blob of goop on the table. Just trying desperately to get free before. Down.
Josh Marshall, g'day mate. Just got off work. What's the clutch? It's just a plethora of pepper tonight. We'll see.
Jeez.
Jungle peppers, albino peppers, ghost peppers. It's all coming out tonight in Pepperland.
Certainly is the start of projects.
Harley Chapman, g'day. Grant, hi guys. Anthony, as always. Mr. O'Daniel.
Here's your Ed, bro.
Mr. Wall Roberts, how are you, brother?
Well, thanks for dropping in, everyone. Saying hello. If you're out there watching, say hello in chat.
Say hello. Go and like Morelia by Design. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Make him famous. He wants to be as popular as Miley Cyrus on YouTube.
Yeah, right. Miley Cyrus.
If you did a wardrobe malfunction the way Miley did, you could get some extra views, mate.
I don't know whether they'd be good views.
Have you seen it? Did you see that story about Miley?
No, I
follow Miley. Way too much. It's a sick obsession of mine. Yeah, she was doing a show on New Year's Eve and had a little top fly off. Recovered it, covered it up, and came back out in a jumper to complete the set. Pure professional.
Yeah.
I just want to know who's backstage that gave up their jumper. I want to go and punch holes in that person.
It wasn't a Janet Jackson problem.
No, it definitely wasn't a planned.
I didn't think this would be. This is an egg that was. This had quite a few crappy eggs down the bottom, and I was looking at this one before, and this one is one.
Another one stuck to the egg.
Yeah, this one didn't make it. I didn't think it was. It wasn't a great looking egg. It was quite firm to the touch, whereas normally a good egg is quite soft. Point. So one that didn't make it, unfortunately. There we go. But that's the way it goes. Unfortunately,
that happens.
Yeah, there was about 4 in the clutch that had gone off. So there's another one here that's a bit sus looking, and you can see all the. Where's my camera there? You can see all the stuff from where I pulled it off the other eggs.
Yeah, a bit of muck, bit of gunk.
Yeah, I was going to leave it, but just having quite a few to cut tonight, I thought they just need to be.
Darren Boswell reckons you need to come in like a wrecking ball. That'd be good to see.
Come in and wreck Brent's.
Liam Bastian, so glad you called it a Bradley Darwin clutch. I saw. Thank you for your comment today, Liam, too, on that little matter. A young girl did apologise to everybody after I think she had a bit of a reading moment. It happens.
That's going to be a nice wild type, that one. Really nice.
That's going to be bright. That looks super clean.
That's going to be really nice. It's very, very light too. So
that's nice.
Obviously you get the scale variation from, say, jungle through to MD at the other end. So obviously that one's probably sitting a little bit more on the jungle end. So here's another egg I'm not sure about. See.
Sus one. Katie Gordon said, replying to Liam, best avoid Karen attacks. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
We'll move along from that.
Yes. You get all too caught up in it.
That's looking a bit tighter patterning.
Yep.
So a couple of visuals already, you reckon?
Yep. So this will be another one. I don't know where his head is.
Mr. Phil Colvin becoming a bit of a regular again.
Hey, Phil.
Good luck, Daz, says Phil.
It's a bit wet, that one, so I might just leave it because we do have plenty to get through.
Let him chill. Matthew Raisin.
Do you have something to do with this snake, Brent? You do something with this?
It's been out for the night, has it?
Leave you alone for 5 minutes.
He might have been backstage with Miley.
You had to go there. Well, he obviously went there.
Matthew Raisin says, these are absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, good looking mix, mate. Darren's always good at thinking up crazy ways to enhance recessive things into polygenic things into other species. That's looking good, Daz.
That's looking like what I'm looking for. It's a bit twisted up in here, which is not a great thing, but So I'm not going to disturb it too much, but that is looking
very nice.
A little bit looser in the pattern. Lots of contrast. So you've got a bit of stripe down here. Just because it's twisted, I don't want to dig too much. You can see the egg sac there and umbilical main vein
still
there.
A fair bit of absorbing to happen there.
Yep, but that is certainly putting in the direction I want to go.
The right looking pattern, phenotype of choice.
So onto the more suspect eggs. We'll see what they're like.
Adam, Sobe, any bets tonight? No, not betting tonight. We're both just drinking the spoils of previous wars.
Yeah.
Darren's only one bottle behind at the moment. We're nearly square it up by the end of the season, I reckon. And all the bottles we collected for each other, just drink them.
Yes. I've still got one here for Brent. I said that to Ness. She goes, spent $300 on that and you've drunk it. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good deal, isn't it?
I got scared after losing a few and bought a heap more just in case I go behind. So one way or another, it's going to be a good end of season party.
I reckon. That'll be something we're going to do too, isn't it, mate?
Definitely, mate. We were talking about that before Christmas, having a bit of a pub lunch, catch up with a few of the regular reptile peoples.
Yep.
COVID's proving to be a little bit of pain in the ass once more.
As always. But yeah, we're trying to organise something prior to Christmas, but we were just too busy, too far out, too many things to do. But, certainly something we're going to look at doing soon, and just having anybody that, this is a goopy egg, look at that.
Some regular meet and greets and get back to the old days when reptile people used to catch up in person and talk shit instead of talking shit on Facebook.
That's a dead in egg one. And I think this one would be the same because it's pretty hard and not very good, but
a couple of DOAs.
Yeah, it was kind of expected. I was almost going to cut them and have a look, but I want to keep this, what we do is real, so there's no like pulling out the best eggs and throwing the rest in the bin. Yeah, it's the reality of what it is. I mean, there was a couple of dud eggs which I've thrown out, and results of the other ones which aren't great.
Another goopy looking one.
Yeah, this one looks like he's still kissing. Very dry.
That's egg sac, that goopy goop there.
Yeah.
Very thick, isn't it?
It's very thick. It's like another
husband in the house.
Hey, Rich.
What did I miss? You missed Dad's cutting some jungle blood peppers. That another one? Two more clutches to come, Richo, with Dad's on fire with pepper combos coming from everywhere tonight.
Yeah, well, this one, that looks like another pepper. So
that's what I was thinking. The patterning looked very much pepperish, although it looks a bit darker, but it could be the light. But
it's quite dark. I'm not going to dig it out just because it's not quite. It's buried in there and there's a whole heap of goop there. So looks like
let it chill.
4 or 5 in there. So which is probably what you'd expect. 1 in 4 odds. So
yeah, reasonable. Mainly, you only hope that you get a reasonable sex ratio out of them and get some visuals to play on with.
Yeah, the idea is, like I got my pure jungles, they hatch, so the idea is when they get up to size, obviously I'll be able to pair some of these with those and, obviously still make my pure jungles. I always do it. All right, so lost track of how many generations of those have been breeding now.
Punch them into your high fluoro line jungle and jungle jag and jungle zeb jags.
Yeah, down the track, yeah. First, I'll try and increase the gold percentage, and then probably in the jags. These will probably go into some of the fluoro jags. I'd say I just wanted to crack a bit of yellow in it, and I've got enough projects going on, so I didn't want to have too many.
Stop it!
Stop it! What are you talking about, mate? See,
you need it. You need a bigger book. Ride the clutches in.
So, it's not the book that's the problem. I can get a bigger book. It's a bigger facility, is what I need.
There's bigger incubators, bigger hatchie tubs, bigger staff.
Well, not bigger staff, just more of them. I'm big enough.
A staff. A staff member.
A staff.
Hey, come on, mate. You You got a few there. Ness does a good job of feeding all the ants and doing stuff for you. Jared gets in there and helps.
What was that last comment?
Jared, he gets in there and helps you.
What?
Jared, you know him.
He's on his room.
Be careful, mate. If you're going away shortly, and you'll be relying on him to take over.
I will. No, he's good. He steps up to the game when needed. Up to the plate, I should say.
That's all you can ask.
Yep.
Tanya Wood, well-deserved drink for us both. Yes, absolutely.
Someone say drink. Okay.
It's been a trying week. I had to go back to work. It was really hard. Really hard.
So's work.
It's bad. It's my own business, and I don't want to go. Is that a problem, you think?
No, I've been there and done that as well. In several businesses.
Yeah, not fun.
All right, so I've just cleaning this up here. Ready for goot mess number 2.
1 clutch down, 2 to go.
Even brought the bin in tonight. Let me just give myself some little headphone cord. Get some more paper from over here.
So what are we going next? Albino peppers or ghost peppers? What's next on the menu?
I don't know. Just the albinos are on top, so I was just going to just grab them.
Albino pepper. Is it a head-to-head?
Yeah, it is head-to-head. So I have all the trouble in the world trying to actually get visuals. So,
hit albino peppers in males in quantities.
Oh, it would be nice. So these are already a pre-ripped clutch. There's a couple of shitty ones in here. So we'll just lay them out. So we got 1, 2, wasn't a massive clutch. 3.
Not massive eggs either.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Katie says, I need to see an albino pepper, please, Daz.
11.
Capital letters. She's serious.
She's screaming it out loud.
Don't disappoint Katie. Do not upset the crowd, Daz.
Don't want to get cranky pants.
Right. That's not a huge clutch, mate. What happened here?
No, I just
slugs or a couple went off.
Couple went off. Wasn't a massive clutch. Let's see how the clutch was. What's a big clutch? It was only a clutch of 12. It was just a girl that I hadn't bred before. I hadn't needed to. So, just because I had quite a number of females, doesn't mean I want to use them all the time. So I don't always, try to produce a clutch out of every single female because I would really be in a lot of trouble if I did that.
So I bloody hope not. After we had that talk this season, you had 107 females ready to go. Like, I hope you didn't use them all.
Yeah, no, not quite that many.
Applied restraint.
I did. Yeah, so this one was just the first time, even though she was probably 6 years old or 7 years old or something like that. I'm just not paired with her. So first time, wasn't a massive girl. So I only had probably 3 girls that I was using. First season, I did 1 clutch. Second season, I did 2. Then the one I did 3.
Stop, Daz. Put that one back. Donna wants the bottom one to start.
This one? Booby egg?
Yep.
This egg looks boobiful, doesn't
it? Beautiful, ugly egg. Bring the magic.
All right.
Jason Martin wants to see some axe peppers. We'll hopefully pull that next clutch, mate. If Daz can be a crowd pleaser.
I always underperform in the crowd, mate.
You like a bit of one-on-one action normally?
The booby egg has not done well.
It's Wildy Wild.
Wildy.
Congratulations, Donna.
I'll double it. You've won that.
You've won the egg from a wild type.
All right, come on, Brent. You call one.
Bottom row, middle.
Bottom row, middle. Jeez, I thought you were going to go for this shitter up here.
Yeah, it's tempted me, but this one, the odd, small size of it attracted to me. Okay. Small, perky-looking thing. It's something about it. It reminded me of Miley Cyrus, and I thought I'm in love with it.
So you thought of Miley Cyrus, therefore the word perky came into it.
And small. Get it under the camera, Daz. Pay attention.
I'm going to stop commenting because it's rapidly declining conversation, which we don't want to.
It's only early too.
Yeah, so, wild type.
Another wildie. What's going on with these wild types, mate? 2 from 2.
Hopefully it'll be like you know, be nothing, then boom.
Top left for Katie, and then top right for Mitch. So we're going to get the top row externals out of the way.
All right.
Katie's serious. She wants to see this Pepper albino. You better not fail. Richard Date says, hi, Brent and Darren. Best of luck. Been watching you guys for the last week or 2. Cool, mate. Glad you're enjoying it.
Yep. Thanks for saying hello. It's always
There'll
good
be some
involved in the chat.
Yeah. Darren loves to talk, so he loves people to talk to him.
Brent's been at this egg too.
Look at that thing. Wow. That's some crazy striping there.
Yeah, I don't think it's it's unfortunately died.
Oh, it's a bit dried up looking.
Yeah.
That's a shame. It looked like it had some nice striping down the back end.
It's actually got itself twisted by the look of it.
Poor thing.
Yep. It's got itself in a knot.
Looks like it's going to be a nice pattern thing. That's a shame.
What a bane. A stripe right down there. Oh well.
No win for that one. A shame. It happens.
Yeah.
I think that's sometimes why they have clutches of 10, 15, 20. It's nature. They're not all going to make it. They're definitely in the wild, not all going to make it, and not all going to make it to adults to reproduce.
No, that's exactly
why there's 20 eggs.
And it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't mean just because there's, it's genetic doesn't mean that's going to cause a problem. You see it in wild type stuff as well. Oh, hang on. That was this egg over here. Oh, almost got the wrong one.
Top right. Calm down.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. Wow.
This is Mitch Hines.
Do you like the colour? There's a hint of colour in there.
That's mate. Mitch is on the money here. He has picked the first correct colour snake that we're hoping for. Yeah. Dennis Bulk also called for the same top right.
Sadly, the eyes didn't come out, but anyway, still nice.
Nice Albie.
Yeah.
Offset pepper.
Yep. It's going to be nice too.
Not a real heavy pattern on it by the look of it.
Some are very hard. It's kind of, when they hatch, you'll get some that are a little bit redder than other ones. Hopefully we'll find one in here. But once they've shed and had a few feeds and get a few sheds in their belt, it's probably a bit like the bread like. They really start to change.
Yep.
I've
really
got one,
pop.
Yeah, I've got one that's really nice, like one I produced last year. It's absolutely stunning.
I've got to say, I mean, that's typical of most carpets. So none of them come out of the egg absolutely screaming brilliance. No. So I've got to say, I reckon Xanthic BHPs, and normal BHPs, I reckon are the only hatchie that comes out of the egg looking the best they're ever going to look.
Yeah, that's right. All right, I'll take this one. It's got to be good. It's got cuts in the egg. Oh, sorry, fan.
It's clean to go.
Yep.
Jason Martin said, need that wild type monkey off your back.
Oh.
I got rid of him finally.
Yeah.
Pass him on to someone else.
Brent sent him over here and he just won't leave.
I was done with him, man. I thought you'd like to have a go.
Another wild type. He's still well committed in there. So put that in the wild type pile. Boink. Let's see. Come on,
Carl
Odds.
Smith. G'day, mate. Carl Smith tuned in just in time to see some magic, I think.
What's wrong sort of magic? It's got
a pepper?
I think it might be. It's got a crazy pattern on it. I don't know if you can.
Katie wants top middle. Thinks the albino pepper rests in there.
I hope so.
This could be a straight pepper, this one, no?
No, I think it's just a wildie. I thought it was. Once I got around the side there.
Okay.
Quite nice, eh?
Nice and light, yeah. And that's fairly reduced patterning too. I thought by the pattern it looked Just a little more pepperish.
Yeah, I think it was just because it's on the side. Was that? What was it? Which one was that, Kate? Did you say top middle? Did you say
top middle? And Mitch has backed her up with top middle. Keep the luck going. Mitch is the albino whisperer, so
give it a
here it is. Here it is.
Pray.
Mate, even I like this one. Jason Martin, very top egg, mate. Everyone's on this egg. Everyone wants to see magic out of this one.
I hope he's all right. Colour's wrong. Oh,
well. A pepper will do.
Oh, it's got a cracking stripe on it. That is really nice. Is it the stripe coming all the way along?
Yeah. That's crazy. Where'd that come from?
Yep. I think, to be honest, I actually think it stems back from the male Darwin originally used, because he's got a bit of stripe on him. So.
Very nice.
You get some crazy ones. I've got one that's like the maddest stripe male. I've hatched out of these things. Unreal. That's quite nice. And very Darwinish in coloration too, very more brown, other than the blue rays of the Murrays. Oh,
very nice.
Where are we going next?
Manya, little sprouty calling for bottom right. So she was a bit late, but she made it. Hello, Manya.
Bottom right. One out.
The little one has called it.
Right.
Like to see light though. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Fail.
Fail. Where's all the albinos?
Another wildie.
Daniel, g'day mate. Late to the game. What's the score? The score is Daz nil, albinos 50.
Yeah, I'm nil for 412. Brent's 412 for nil. Like,
Darren's like the English cricket team.
Can't score if I tried.
This is typical though of the albino pepper for you though. I mean, it's been a tough one for you, who's probably had more cracks at it than everybody, but
I just don't know what it's just one of those things. And again, look. More time. Not even a pepper.
More wild, do you think?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Very Murray looking.
Yeah, it's got the Darwin colour, but the very Murray looking head. Oh. Boy, round to 2. Maybe the other clutch will give me a big bag of surprises.
Make some magic in the last final cut. You never know. Mania says, good work, Brent. You said my name right this time. I say it differently every time just to annoy you. Sprouty. Just no black eyes on that either, mate?
No. Wild. Welcome to the
wild. Kurt Jaspers, g'day, mate. Nice stripy stripe. Yeah, old Mr. Jaspers had a couple of clutches out this week.
Yes, I think the way my odds are going, that if I breed these next year, I'll get entire clutches of albino peppers.
Should out, well, man. It's got to look at my moon glows. Had a year off and came back swinging. So, mate, next year these things should be just pumping 3 or 4 out in every clutch.
What a crappy clutch! Not just another wild one. The odds for my lucky odds, tell you.
Mate, that monkey has not departed. Anyone want a free monkey?
Yeah, I'll give you a free monkey. Goodness me. Well, the albino's nice. No, that'll probably be a male, which I don't need.
No, who knows? Chris Fry says, good luck, Darren. Well, I hope it's good luck for the final clutch to cut. One albino from the bunch of, 11?
Goodness me. It's clutches like this, you kind of question if you're actually doing things right. Is this actually the right pairing?
Yeah, if that one didn't come, you'd think, did I put the wrong male in with this thing? And we've seen it before, mate, as we've talked about, when people expect ratios to be more accurate and they have 10, 12, 15 eggs and head-to-head and don't hit a visual. And people tend to get a bit gnarly thinking they've been ripped off or something's not right or something's wrong, but it just can't happen. We've seen it here, and it's good we do these things live because you can't fudge the facts. It is what it is, so you get to see the good and you get to see the ugly.
Exactly right. Unfortunately.
It's like me and Darren.
Yeah, I have to see Brent and see the fugly all the time. Is that what you're meaning? Or?
Yeah, mate, that's exactly right. Katie Gordon's got the right idea. Just give your eggs to me, and I've got the better luck, so I'll get it sorted.
Definitely. You might have to fight Brent over it, though, because his luck's pretty well proven at the moment. My luck's somewhere up a creek without a paddle. It's lost.
Pushing a dung uphill with a thin stick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Katie, again, correct, but the odds are per egg, not per clutch. So
exactly right.
Big numbers, you will see more closely to the ratios of how it works, but we're talking over 100 eggs, you'll get a whole lot closer to the actual numbers.
Yep. Maybe it's the white paper, Brent. Maybe that's what it is.
Could be. Maybe you need a green bench top like me to bring the leprechaun luck.
I reckon something. I thought the alcohol, but that doesn't help either.
One clutch to come.
One clutch. Well, we try to creep through them pretty quick tonight, so we want to be sit here drooling over things I can't produce.
It happens, mate. It happens. Good. Jaspers, thanks, man. I'm so happy with the caramel breadly jag and the olives. They're all out now. First three from my last clutch came out today, so always fun, mate. The first of anything's a good. Mate, and you bred olives. I haven't even bred olives yet. I can't breed olives for shit. So, well done to you, mate. Nice work for a first up roll.
Yep, good job. So these guys have already launched out of the egg. So I haven't pulled this clutch apart yet. So
a few runners.
So I didn't want to. Yeah, I'll get those out in a sec.
Reasonable size clutch, though. Good start.
Yeah, it was the right one here. It was. Not to count these ones.
Jason Martin, double head clutch. I hatched 19 eggs, one sib, rest visuals. Jackpot. That's called feature in feature, is what that is. That's beyond jackpot. That's beautiful for my double head clutch, mate. Well done.
So we got two out. Not bad. One's a wildie. Start. There he is. Happy as Larry.
Nice big fat chunky boy.
Yeah. Or girl or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Sorry, it's a bit of water in the tub from incubation, which I'll empty out in a second.
Dennis said, what's the egg sitting on in your container, Daz?
Oh, the tray that comes with it. I'll show you that in a sec if you like.
The mesh?
Yeah. Garbage bin.
Carl says you can send some eggs to him, mate. He's never hatched any, so he might be good luck.
Maybe. Someone needs to get some good luck. Yeah. Let's try this one. See we go.
It's got to come, mate. It's got to come.
Yeah. So,
whoa. What do we got here, Dazza?
Well,
this is looking much, much sexier.
Once it stops moving. Come on, buddy. Settle down. There we go. This is a caramel pepper, which is actually nice to see something visual out of the egg.
Hello.
It's actually a bit lighter. Oh, hang on.
No, you definitely see the caramel in it. That's beautiful.
So just bring just the white back over here.
Nice tight pepper pattern. That's nice, mate. Very nice.
So
look at those eyes. Look into my eyes.
Yeah. Very nice.
Sexed it. What was your one last year? It was a female, wasn't it?
No, I got two boys.
In that clutch, yeah, was it? And more boys. Hello, Hemi Beans.
I can't get a albino pepper male to save a life. And everything else he needs is male.
Everything else is a boy. That's good. I might need that one, mate. So no problem. It's a boy.
Jeez, starting to sound like Charlie D. And
add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
I might hatch one myself shortly. Don't worry.
Right,
depends how kind the odds are to me.
Well, they're obviously, but you're probably bound to crack 13 of everything in your clutch of 6.
There'll be twins and all visuals.
Yeah, sorry, just preparing this to have stuff put back in it. So get time
Katie Gordon says if she doesn't get a sun glow from her last clutch, she'll blame Daz for the bad luck. That's a bit harsh.
Oh, and if it's really good, he'll blame Brent for the good luck.
Seems to be the way things roll.
Yeah, certainly not in my favour. Right, let's get some packets out.
Mr. Jaspers, thanks, gents. Happy with that. Wouldn't have got there without you two boys and Troy K. That's good, mate. It's good that people have been happy and learned some stuff. Always happy to help people out and hopefully get more people with the obscene obsession that we have.
Yep. More in it, the better. All right. So I'll just quickly.
Oh, Troy K's always been a helpful fella.
Yeah, he's a good bloke, Troy.
Happy to dish out all their secret info of making magic.
It's always good for a good chat and a laugh. All blokes crook as a dog. So they're being dealt the bad side of life sometimes. So just stuck. Sorry. Yeah, just put that so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to separate some of these.
Jason Martin, Granite, Xanthic, Caramel, Jag, and Zeb in the mix. That's a cracker clutch, mate.
Yeah, that was a beautiful thing.
That is a monster combo.
Yeah, there you go.
Good to see him out here. We've been trailing the overseas boys in some of these combos for a while. It's good to see a few popping up. Jason's banged out a monster. I saw, what's his name, Roger Lester, popped out some very, very nice little combos out. Looking good, mate. Good to see the more exploration of the granite combo, and we'll certainly see more of the pepper combos over the next few years as well.
Yep. Once the pepper and the granite combo get put together, that is going to be exciting. A couple of empty eggs. Don't want those anymore. There's a crappy egg buried in the middle of all the rest of them.
Bit yellow, stinky, look one of them hard dried up looking things.
Yep.
Like a well done marshmallow.
I reckon. I'll send it over for you to munch on, Brent.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
So someone's asking, that's the tray that sits under the tubs. So it's got little feet here. Put on there. You probably see the feet there. So holds it up. So it just sits on the tray. Just put a little bit of water underneath it and eggs sit on that.
Off she goes. Allows the airflow. Keeps the temp even. Gets the humidity rolling.
Yep. Okay. Now to the fun part.
Now for the final one, mate. So this is the double head caramel.
Yep. This is the clutch of wild types.
Xanthic.
So I'm going to get this
We're
one
going to see.
up.
We're going to see magic here, Daz. I've got a feeling. I'm going to need the. Oh, hello, mate. He's keen. No issues with heads up in that one.
Nope.
I'm going to be very careful how I read this question from Katie. Can you boys do a sex-ing video? Like next time you're doing a clutch. I've seen plenty of single snakes sexing, but it would be good to watch your method a little more before I do my guys. Yeah, we popped a few here live. Probably that's something we'll look into a bit more content as soon as we get through the plethora of eggs that tend to land between me and Daz, mostly at Daz's place, but we'll certainly do some sexing videos and pairing videos, all sorts. Oh, that's caramel.
Yeah.
Beautiful caramel.
Really nice. This is out ready to go.
Daz might do a quick sexing demo on one that's out after we finish this up, but yeah, we'll certainly do some more of those videos with a bit more in-depth analysis and tips and tricks.
Yeah, something to look at doing.
Daz has often talked to me They was always talking to me about doing sexing videos with him.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a small topic for Brent, so it doesn't last very long.
2 shots in one.
We're on the wild train again.
Wildy wild, that's your punishment for being a smart ass.
What was the punishment in the last clutch for?
Previous smart ass comments before the show about stroking. Adam's family reptile den. G'day, mate.
Oh, well, that's looking nice.
That's looking a lot more like a snake that needs to live at KHP.
Well, it's definitely a pepper.
Black eyes?
Yeah. I can
Straight up pepper.
See them. Yeah, well, it's going to just come out. Sure
Normal pepper, no caramel.
No caramel. Just not sure if it's xanthic or not.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. I'd forgotten about the xanthic.
Yeah, you get the mate, this dude just wants to come out. He's still got blue tinges around his head, but unfortunately, that's something you see in a lot of the Murrays. So,
yep.
Until it's out to compare it
with.
Yeah, he wants.
I guess that's the hard bit with the Murray stuff. Sometimes they look a little xanthic in the egg, so picking xanthic pepper is a tougher choice.
Yeah, we'll leave him and what's in. That's a pepper. That's a good start. Something's going right. Let's get this little booby egg.
That one's looking cool. Cut the Miley egg.
Yeah.
Darren Boswell's got a good question. We'll come back to that after this last cut, Mr. Boswell, because both me and Darren have some strong views on that question.
Yeah.
Talking woodpepper and granite just wash each other out. It's been heavily debated forever. Darren will give me some shit about it. So it'll be fun, but definitely plenty to talk on that topic.
Caramel.
Straight caramel.
Yeah. 2 caramels. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I don't know what the question is, but I can imagine. What was it? It was wash out.
Would wooden pepper and granite just wash each other out? Short answer, no, but there's more to the answer. A speculation only from us rookie breeders. Wildy wild.
Yeah. Just getting through all the picked ones.
Top 6 exotics. Haven't been on one of these lives for a while. Come back to a nice sexy clutch of eggs. Yeah, mate, it's a good one to jump back into. I'm still relying on Daz to bring some magic here in a second.
So another caramel pepper.
Beautiful.
Too much to go back in, mate. When are you coming out? Need some bubbles.
Yeah, she's been blowing bubbles in here all day, mate. Ready to roll.
Very nice. Just 2 caramel peppers. Surely you got to find the magic one with all 3.
Ghost pepper, mate. Let's go. Dennis Bulk, you were spot on, mate. That was a caramel pepper.
Ooh. Hello.
Hello. Show me your head. It's got the correct colour. That's pepper, you think?
I reckon that's a ghosty.
There's the ghost one. There's the one we were looking for.
It looks overly great, but that's a ghost.
That's the 1 in 16 shot. No, 1 in 32 shot.
Yeah,
She's the big gun. That's what we were hoping for. Xanthic pepper, 116. Ghost pepper, 1 in 32. That's cracking, isn't it? Look at the sides on that thing. That is nice. What was last year? What you got? Just 1 male?
Ghost
pepper?
No, 1 female.
1 female ghost pepper.
Hang on. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, the caramels are all males, weren't they? And the ghosty female.
Yeah.
That's a cracker. That is what it's chasing the long shot, and you've reeled it in. Leslie Higgins says, Darren, next season you'll blow Brent away. Well, he just killed me with one egg right there. Ghost pepper is something that's absolute stunner. I'm a big fan of the ghost gene mixed in with anything. And ghost pepper's right up there with top of the wish list. Carl's got a question. So another wild he does.
Yeah. I don't know if it might have been Xanthic, but no, I don't think so. Quite silver in the eyes enough and not blue enough on the head.
Could be a normal Xanthic.
No, I think it's just a wildie, I think. It's quite screaming Xanthic enough for me. It might change when it comes out of the egg, but at this point.
Look at normal. Carl says, so would a caramel pepper crossed with a normal albino give a sunglow pepper?
What? A caramel?
Caramel pepper to a normal albino. So your albino would need to be a het pepper.
No, you would make your hets first, and then down the track, you would make a sunglow pepper.
You'd make it, but yes, if you could do a caramel pepper to a albino het pepper, you would certainly get some sunglow peppers out of that. That's why some of these projects are long rows, trying to get recessive stuff going. Certainly requires more work, requiring both parents to be hets or visuals.
Yeah.
Straight caramel does?
Yeah, straight caramel. Yeah, there's the coming up. Yeah, that's the thing. It's when you have incomplete dominance like Zebs and Jags and stuff, it's really easy to get that mix because you can make it because it's a visible het. You can make it straight away. You can see it, but when you're working with recessive stuff, you can't tell, so there's a lot more guesswork involved.
Many more years of fun.
Yep. We get POS hets from this, but you put a Zeb in there and you'll know if it's a Zeb or it's not.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Plenty of congrats for that one, mate. Everyone loved that ghosty pepper. Mitch, congrats.
Thank you.
Manya.
Exciting, finally, something decent to put on a screen.
Yes.
Unlike all the luck that Brent gets with all these sexy-looking critters over there.
And apparently fairies love me and all sorts of things, says Matty Traz.
Fairies. Yes.
Fairies. Kiss me and stuff. Manya, congrats. Ryan, congrats. Lots of congrats. Katie, congrats. Peter, congrats.
That's a one that didn't quite make the distance to form. So this one's just forming. So it's died during formation stage. But actually, look at that. You see
Poor thing, pepper as well.
Yeah.
What a shame. Very well developed too. Looks like it's very well coloured up.
Yeah, pattern's a little bit different, so I'll pull it out later and have a look.
Pull it out. That's where you need a goanna or two, Daz. Waste not, want not. Let nature do its thing and give the goannas a feed.
I reckon. Pick an egg, mate. Left or right?
Let me see. Right one's got a bit of booby action I do love. Left one's a bit manky looking. I'm going to go with right.
Right. You want to go for a little bit of Miley Cyrus?
Little bit of Miley. Bring the love.
Bring the love.
Wardrobe malfunction here would be perfect. Let's see the magic. Tyler Copley, g'day mate. Finally made it. Tyler's been working his ass off and hasn't had time for social media. The lucky kid.
This is
still
like
got
happens sometimes. I'll pull this one out because he hasn't made it the distance.
Going in for full surgery attack.
Well, it happens. Good. Nothing you do about it. Like you can. We can sit here and pull out all the good eggs and only cut the good ones and go, oh, yes, mate, all my clutches are perfect. I don't have any dramas. But
100% hatch rate.
This is what happens. Something's.
This is part of the game.
Yeah. Has it made it?
Do you want to
do
do a live necropsy, mate?
It'll be the first time I've cut one open.
No, everyone's done it at different times to learn, try and understand how things happen, why things happen.
So for those learning to probe and pop, this is like the perfect thing to get on something like this. So we'll see if I can pop it.
Give it a wipe down, see what it was.
Well, female. There you go.
Little girl. Poor little girl.
See, just the white head's popping out. So,
Beautiful.
Someone's learning to do something. There's a perfect animal which can't really hurt it.
Yeah, beautiful. And you can probably throw it in the freezer and defrost it again and have another practice session another day.
Yeah, it should smell nice by then.
Oh, keep it fresh in the freezer there, all right?
Yeah, it's another bit of a...
Richard says he feeds his dead ones off to the Woma. They do love them, and BHPs often do love a little carpet or antheresia for a starting snack. Sometimes the BHPs can be a pain in the butt to get going because they do love a little python snack here and there.
Here's another one. This stuff happens. I had a feeling that some of these weren't any good when I was pulling them apart.
Egg doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
What was this one? Just a wildie?
Looks like it's actually a... No, it's a
pepper. Another pepper.
It's another pepper. Yep. So, got a few spinal kinks and stuff in there.
Issues in formation.
Yeah. And it's not just in this, it's, it's anything. I had a whole heap of normal stuff.
Some still live with problems. You sex that one too, Daz. Where you going? Tell us your procedure, your tips, tricks, rolling of thumbs, pointing of fingers, tongue direction.
Tongue's very important.
As always.
Just kind of dry us a little bit. I should get a grip on it. So I always support the back. Whether, you don't want to try to keep it aligned. So you don't want to be, doing this sort of thing. It's not a really great thing. So I try to support it. I normally pull back slightly.
Semi-straight.
Yep. So on my left finger here, this one here, I normally slightly pull the cloaca slightly open. So I just kind of pull it. I normally squeeze down on it to help stop the poop coming out, because when they're hatchies, they'll pee and poop and everything. So normally by applying a pressure there and a slight pull backwards, you can help slow that down. Normally fluid will come out if you just have a bit of paper towel. And then I normally use my thumb to roll up. I don't know if this one will pop in. That's a girl. So you don't drag your thumb up the skin like so. You want to perform, once you get your finger in the right spot, you want to perform a rolling action.
Yep. So, pressure and hold the pressure up.
Yeah. So you want to come down a few scales, find a point, and then once I was playing with the dead snakes, not quite the same, but then rolling it up. So it looks like I'm pushing forward, kind of, but it's kind of a roll in it too. So that the pressure starts kind of here on my thumb and it ends up around here.
Evenly pushed up to the top, so there's no hemipens can't slip back past the thumb. It's all under pressure at all times.
Yep. So pressure starts kind of in the middle of my thumb there, and then I'm kind of rolling it up, and I'm supporting the back.
Yep. And likely a girl, that one. Certainly no hemipens protruding.
So it's just a practice thing. And when you get a male, once you get it, they pop really easy. Once they've had a few feeds, you get some that have 10 feeds, they can be a little bit, you can't pop them, but it's a little bit more difficult to pop. Whereas straight out of the egg, they'll tend to just pop really, really easily.
Yep. So, no muscle retention. They will just expose themselves to you.
Yes, exactly. My bag's going to have to go into the freezer because it's going to stink. So, there we go.
Send them off to the recycling bin.
Yep.
So let's look at the magic one.
Back to the
big shot. The one we came for.
Well, this is one.
It's hard to get one, so getting one is an outstanding achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
There's the magic head. Tongue going already, having a good taste of the air.
If you look at that from the ad that we posted up earlier, if you go and have a look at the photo of that ghost and even the example, you can actually see that patterning in this animal. These are also potential super ghosts as well.
Yep. Caramel to caramel.
Yep. So, very nice.
Lovely snake. Lovely snake.
Very happy. Well,
happy days for no albino pepper, but who wouldn't want a ghost pepper?
Ghost pepper, caramel pepper. What was this one? I actually have a sneaking sensation that actually might be an exanthic one.
I was going to say it's very black.
Yeah, it is very black. When you look at even a wild type, you can see a distinct difference in the colour.
Yep.
If we go through, there's a dark one. They're all brownie tinged. So you compare that one.
Yep.
So even that one, I think, was the one I was looking at. I was questioning whether it might be exanthic or not. When I said I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
But it might not be quite visible. But the one on the right, you can actually almost see, let's say, a brownie tinge in the patterning.
Brownie edging to it.
So if you look at the one, this one here, in my left hand, there's actually more that bluey colour. So slightly different, but easy to pick when they are once they've hatched and
come out in the shed and ready for war.
Yeah, see them in the clutch and caramel. So you can see the difference there between caramel. I don't know.
Yeah, beautiful.
So you got more of that ghosty grey colour on the right compared to the caramel.
Yep, definitely noticeable. You can't mistake the ghost. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yes. Well, at least something went in favour, so no complaints about that.
Absolutely. Katie said thank you for the sexing information.
Yeah.
Magic didn't come in the last clutch, which is always nice. Peter had to roll. See you later, Peter. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for popping in. Yeah. Oh, you can't win them all. We do these because we want everyone to see the reality of snake breeding for many, many years. A lot of people put up and going, oh, yes, I only get all perfect clutches and I only get this. Mate, yeah, you're doing a lot of clutches. I guarantee you now you are not getting a perfect clutch out of every snake every year, no matter who you are.
Not that it was a bad result, mate. I think that first clutch, 4 or 5 peppers, in the jungle blood's a good result. Chasing the albino peppers has always been a tougher one, and a small clutch of 11's going to be very hard to run down a 1 in 16. But mate, getting a 1 in 32 out of that last one's a fantastic result.
Yeah, it's really nice to actually see one of those. Give another one. Hopefully, if I'm lucky, it might be a boy. That would be quite exciting.
And it's sensational to have the girl growing up a year ahead of what the male is. It could be a perfect little match.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, would be a nice match if that was the case. So I'm just getting these two that have exited. So what did we say? We sexed the caramel jack. Well, it was a male, wasn't it?
We sexed the caramel pepper.
Here's the other one. I'll just do that quickly. There you go. How's it sound? So see it in live action and TV. So normally have a bit of paper towel handy. In this case, 40 bits of paper towel.
Live paper towel sexing.
So I went and sexed some and he was having troubles trying to hold it. So if you're not sure, right, grab the head in between the 2 fingers, just like that. Right. So if you're having troubles and trying to control the snake, that's a really simple way to just hold it, especially if it's slightly bigger. You don't have to squeeze it gently. It's just in between the soft parts of my fingers there. And that'll just control the snake's head from thrashing around and trying to do everything it doesn't want to do. And like I said, we're going to pull the cloaca slightly back this way. Then we're going to come to here, and then we're going to roll up.
under the camera, Daz.
Sorry, I can't. I've got a tub of it. Snakes on my lap.
That's better.
So if it gets wet, sometimes it's a bit hard to get a good grip.
Keep them dry.
That's a girl.
Or girl.
Yeah, I need to get a bit closer. It's awkward to see. I'm blind. Where are we? Yeah.
Only had 2 drinks, but he's blind already.
Yeah, that's it. So you can see that little bit of fluid comes out, and sometimes it just gets in the way.
Yeah. Often that's with females too. I find they often secrete from those scent glands when sexing them.
Yeah. So you saw how easy the other one popped. So you can see the little bits of fluid. So when you kind of get used to popping one, you can do a second one with a little bit more confidence. Once you've popped them up.
Establish how much pressure it needs to get the hemipenes out. You got a good feel for it.
Yeah. That's it. It's not hard. It's pretty accurate if you're a little bit of experience and doing it. Doesn't take long.
I think it's 100% with males, unless you're got some bad visual problems at the time. You can't mistake a male. If you're looking at big long hemipenes shooting out, you can't really make a mistake on that. But obviously females, there's always the risk that not enough pressure and you have not seen the hemipenes that may be lurking beneath.
Yep, that's exactly right. So it's just practice, like I said, if you've got one that's dead in egg, which happens, that's almost fully developed, it's a good way to just have a little bit of a play, even with a set of probes. Try that. You can't hurt it, it's dead. So it's a good way to use too much force, too much pressure to push it in and get a feel of what it's like. But it's just one of those things. The more you do it, the more confident you'll be.
Yep, absolutely.
And, the more accurate your results will be over time. So, and if you're not sure, always get someone to double check. So I went over to a mate's place and double checked his because he wasn't sure, just to help him out.
Yep, just experiencing, and once they get a bit older, 6 months, 9 months, you can always probe them then to double check what you've already sexed them as out of the egg to be sure. But even then, mistakes still happen. You breed hundreds of hatchies every year. You can pop them, you can probe them later, and you can still get 1 or 2 wrong. It's human nature. It's hatching hundreds of animals, so there is no 100% perfect system to do it. You're still relying on accuracy and pressures to get right. Yeah,
that's exactly right. It is. We're all humans. I know I know myself and Brent always try to sell everything accurately, and I know there's the others out there that'll sell you whatever you're looking for. I mean, the amount of times people have gone to buy the girl or gone to buy the boy, and mate, it's definitely a proven breeder, and the amount of times I've heard proven breeder, and it's the wrong sex.
Yep.
It's like,
really? It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Corey Farr got a question, mate. Hi guys. With super ghosts, do they display as a overall lighter animal, or can be darker ghosts still be a possible super?
You taking that one, or?
Absolutely, they can be a possible super. We've seen it. The best example I've ever seen is Jared Sharp's super ghost. That is the darkest looking ghost you would ever see. Proven, 100% proven breeder super. Makes full clutches of caramels from everything it's paired to. That's a wild type. So it's although I've got to say that one's probably an exception to the rule. Most of them you can get a good idea based on the phenotype, how light they are, but I would never sell an animal as a super until you bred it and for sure, because variation is the killer.
Yep, 100%. But only way you can guarantee it's a super is to breed it and put it against something that doesn't have caramel in it and produce a clutch of caramels. That's the only true way. Anything other than that is a sheer guess. So, by rights, like mine, I just said, both parents are caramel, so they're all possible caramels. Until I've actually grown them up and bred them with other stuff, I won't know. So anything, unless it's a proven breeder, you cannot tell. Some people say they can, but I can guarantee you right now that 50% of the time they're wrong.
You can have a good guess, mate. I kept back 2 what I believe to be super caramels. The absolute lightest. If I had to bet, I would have put money on these 2 proving as supers. One did, one didn't. So it's exactly proof of the absolute things that stood out in a bunch of. That was a big clutch too. I think 17, and the 2 that I picked were just absolute light years above everything else. It was like if you had to say there's 2 supers there, you're looking at them. There was no picking, guessing. It was those 2 were the lightest by miles, and still one was just a normal caramel.
Yep, there you go. So that's the way it goes, and that's just the reality of it. So what was the
caramel gene?
What was the Mr. Boswell's question? Where was that one?
Mr. Boswell back a little while ago. You can go back digging. Basically in relation to would silver pepper wash out the granite when paired together. I can't find it.
I'm looking.
There he is. Darren Boswell. Wouldn't pepper and granite just wash each other out?
Yeah, you go first, Brent.
Well, me and Daz have talked about it for years. I've had the responsibility of getting the hets made and have not completed the mission. Go on, Darren. This insert Darren smartass comment section. Having worked with granite for a long time, pepper for a short time, and Darren worked with pepper forever, and seen plenty of my granite stuff. When you look at them, the way we've looked at them, they're nothing alike. Like there's similarities in pepper and granite. They're both a reduced pattern. Pepper is still a far heavier pattern than what granite is. Granite can be single scales. Every scale is a different color. Pepper can be very reduced in pattern, striping down the back, black eyes. Like when you've got 2 of them beside each other, they're both stunning animals and they're both light years apart. It's just, I think for years people have sort of associated the 2 as being, a granite is just the peppers are just a granite in Murray's,
Australian version of an overseas genetic mutation.
Yeah, and I think there's plenty of things going on there that are very much not the same, and eventually me or Darren will pull our finger out. I'll pass the wand over to Darren, and I'll send him some pepper, some granite stuff to work with his pepper stuff. Together we'll work it out. We'll make I believe they'll make double heads. I'm 100% sure there's no way we're going to see any visuals out of a pairing. So we'll make some double head stuff. I've been trying to make triple head stuff using albino granite to peppers, but we may go back to making it a little bit more simple and just prove the genes as they are.
Yeah, 100%. So, that's exactly right, Daz. Granite is far more exploded pattern than pepper for sure. It definitely is. And the variation, like the one thing with granite, the pattern stays fairly similar or consistent from what I've seen from some of the crackers that Brent has, regardless of what else you put in it. So, the granite albinos, when you say granite albino, it looks like a granite that's albino. Granite xanthics, you look at them and they're all very similar. The peppers are completely different. You look at a pure pepper and there's a similarity in the pepper albinos. Sorry, mind blank for a second. So when you look at those and the peppers that come out of those the het clutches, the pepper albino clutches, the albino peppers that come out of those, there is so much variation within the mutation. It's crazy. Like I was not expecting that. Obviously, it's hard when you've got something you've never worked with before to know what to expect. But I was expecting the pattern to stay, when I look at granites, to stay fairly similar. regardless of what other gene you threw in it. I was expecting the pattern does this to the animal. So I was expecting by putting in albino, you'll just make that pattern in yellow and white. When you put xanthine, you make that pattern in black and white, for argument's sake.
Yeah, just overprint it with the extra gene.
Yeah, but when you see them, I've got striped ones. I've got, ones that look like almost a heavily patterned zebra. I've got almost patternless ones. I've got so much variation. I've got ones that go from, the typical blue-grey Murray colour at the head end. Keep in mind, say in the style of a bredli, by the time you get down to the tail, it's got a Darwin influence where the coloration at the back end's more your brown coloration. So it's completely colour changes from one end to the other. So there's so much variation in them that I don't know where it's going to go. So the interaction between granites and pepper, who knows? Did anybody, when they put a zebra and a jag together, expect what they get out of a zeb jag or whatever? Like, I don't know.
No. No.
Certainly a few years away, and I doing it out there. I mean, I've heard of people saying, "Oh, it's the same as granite." I mean, you obviously have to have rocks in your head, and your head in a dark cavity to think that way. Because mine were produced before granites even in the country, so for it to be the same gene, God, the chances would be like 1 in a trillion.
Yeah, definitely not. You would think, but be interesting to see. I mean, it's a great pairing to do. Make the double hets. I guess once you pair those double hets up, then trying to establish what the 1 in 16 granite pepper is going to be crazy. That could be a very hard thing to work. I think that you look for the black eyes, you look for a bit of granite patterning, maybe some striping down the tail end from peppers. It'll be a mismatch of things, but be interesting times ahead. Be good to. I'm just keen to get the heads on the ground so we can say, yeah, well, made heads. So let's see where it goes to from there.
And that's the exciting part about when you're working with something that's not been done before. It's not knowing what that outcome will be.
Yep.
Like you don't know. Like who knows? If Daz Boswell, if he was the first to do a granite mac and a marble, you can speculate what it's going to come out, but how do you know those two patterns, how they're going to interact with each other?
Yep. So, I mean, look at super zebras. Who called that shit? Let's throw two zebs together and go, boom, patternless snake. Everyone would have been scratching their head going, something's wrong here. This is not meant to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Joshy Marsh, let me go. See you, buddy.
Just one way back from Kurt Jaspers. What's your favourite pairing that you've done this season so far?
Favourite pairing I've done this season. Well, you go first, mate. What's yours? Well, I'll have to think about that.
Well, I did really want to see albino granite jag, so I've made a few pairings to see those. So I guess the granite het albino over the albino het granite was probably the biggest one. It was one that I had to get. I've been like Daz, trying for years to get things. That was one that's taken me 4 years to get that combo out. So I was very happy to see that. I don't know, that albino Bredli clutch last night was one that I was secretly sweating on. Very happy to see that girl prove out as a het albino. It was very, very nice. I don't know, one of those two I would say. I've got some couple of pepper clutches coming up that are first for me. Daz has kicked goals in every pepper corner. But for me, the first of pepper stuff will be very cool to see.
It's always exciting when you bring something new. For me, believe it or not, it was probably, I was very excited to get albino Bredli. 50% 50% Bredli, 50% Darwin Bredli albinos.
Thank you.
So that was, doesn't always have to be the ghost pepper. That, I mean, everything's exciting, but doing something for the first time I always find more exciting than I've kind of done that. I've bred it before. It's always cool to get another one. Don't take away from the excitement of getting a ghost pepper. It's awesome, but
what percentages was that ghost pepper, mate? Don't just call it a ghost pepper. What are we talking? 50% coastal, 50% Murray?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Fitty, mate. It's a fitty centre.
Fitty. No, mate,
Yeah.
you don't get sick of punching those big ones out. You know, like you can do that 3, 4, 5 years in a row, and I still hatch albino granites now, and just like, you know, third or fourth year in a row, it's still a monster thing to see. I think the anticipation of hatching things like that for so many years, when you dream about seeing them in the egg, it's so ingrained in your brain of wanting to see that. You see it forever, and it's still good. You know, you never get bored of it.
I think the exciting thing with head-to-head clutches is the odds. You know, if you're doing pepper to pepper, well, you know you're going to get peppers. If you're doing, you know, albino granite, you know you're getting albino granites. But when you've got head-to-head or albino granite over a double head, you know, it's always like, oh, what'll it be this time? Like, it's always, it can be a little bit disappointing when you don't get an albino pepper, but it's also the fun of breeding, I think, you know, like as much as it's nice to make old clutch of visuals, sometimes it's not necessarily always the best answer or the best reproduction of animals, you know.
It's the gamble.
Yep.
It's the gamble, it's the risk, it's the, you know, I've got a clutch coming up of caramel double head pepper albino to a caramel jag het pepper poss head albino. You know, I could have just used an albino over that girl and got more solid results, but you take the risk to throw in the extra gene to prove the girl out, to go head to head. You put it all on the line and roll the dice. You know, it could have been a much better, everything would be het pepper, you'd see more visuals, but no, you take your chances, you live with your decisions. So, and that's the luck of cutting those eggs. And did I beat the odds? Did I get what I wanted? Did we hit anything? Did we prove it out? You know, it makes for a far more exciting hatching, you know, than just an expected outcome.
Yeah, definitely. That makes it exciting. You know, like the first year with the zebra het pepper. You know, the pepper boys already had their program, and they were way too, you know, in depth with everything else. And so I put a jag het pepper over it. So I got a whole heap of zebra jags that are all possum pepper, which I've kept back. Should be up for size for next year. So the male silver pepper will go into those girls, and you know, hopefully, and as you've seen it before, we talked about the 66% possets and how good value they are.
Prove out some magic.
All I need is one of those girls to produce a pepper, and suddenly there's a whole new plethora of mutations on the tables. So
absolutely, and in good numbers too. You know, you good ratios then, and at a worst case, you know, if you need to move on any of those girls, proven breeder now that's ahead is suddenly quite a powerful little thing to have in any tub.
Yeah, that's right. And then all the babies, you know, if it doesn't prove out, you know, you're going to have zebs and zeb jags that are all 100% het pepper. So,
you
know, but it's exciting. It's a very exciting future ahead for the Australian hobby, I think, with peppers and granites and the other mutations that are out there. And, you know, seeing that monster clutch, was Jason? I had that, what was it? It was a exanthic granite jag.
Yeah, ghost granite jag.
Ghost granite jag, yeah. I mean, wow, that was a cracking looking animal too. You know?
So much to be done, you know, like as much as just the straight up morphs mixed into other stuff is good. There's so much work to be done, like we've talked about with albino Bradley, into species, you know, just mixing the genes we have into different species at higher percentages to see what it can do. There's just still endless possibilities and directions that have not been explored yet. So, you know, people talk about carpets getting boring, there's nothing new. Well, mate, trust me, go back 10 years and see what was around and have a look what we're hatching now. And in 10 years' time, there is going to be some absolutely mind-blowing stuff out on tables at expos that are being sold, you know?
Absolutely. So I'm just going to skip back here a few questions. I didn't see all the questions, obviously. I was busy with my head in egg juice.
Cutting a million eggs.
So, Richard Gear, might be a silly question, but is there a solid black colour python? There is. I don't know if that line has any future anymore, but there was Black Princess, which was a black Darwin carpet python. It's never been successful. It was originally owned by John Michael at the Reptile Park, Snake Ranch, and then been here and been there and all over the place, and ended up with Jared Sharp at the end. But he hasn't had any success with it. It's the original one died. Anything that's come from it isn't doing well. So might be a sad loss, but there has been
a long road.
Mate, I remember that animal over, it must be 15 years ago. So it's been around for a long time and no success. It's Corey Face.
I remember it on display at one of the Penrith Expos.
Yep.
10 years ago. It was a big attraction. Then the same year, I think they had the Snake Ranch had the it's Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, it's
the security guard. Yeah. The security guard guarding it in a plastic tank.
Yeah, someone had a hold of something too hard. Well, that snake was up in the Northern Territory for a lot longer than prior to that, before you had it. So, awesome. Thanks. Proved out my super white looking ghost jag to be a super ghost. Well, there you go. Prove it out, and you're all
awesome. Then you call it super as.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh Barton Pointer. Hey, love both of your work. Do you ever sell any of the pythons? Yep, mate. All I do, hit us up. We tend not to. Yeah, we tend not to talk about it on here, just because Facebook and all. But yeah, mate, they're always there. We'll also be at the up and coming reptile show. For those that are still hanging around as well, in case you don't know, Adrian Hammonds was having another show, which was on the 6th. That is cancelled. It is no longer going ahead. I chased that up the other day. So it's only going to be the one at Penrith for Hawkesbury Herpetological Society, which will be on the 13th.
13th, yep. Hopefully then a very, very good show up for Penrith, because it's been the only show really in Sydney for the year. Let's hope we can get some good numbers, and can only hope that the thing goes ahead with the way things are rolling out in Sydney.
I imagine it'll be Cole and Hawkesbury Herps, Cole South, who pretty much runs the show there, does a cracking job. It's always one of the premier reptile shows, I would say, that's on every year, and they're always trying to make it better. And they do spend a lot of money to get it going. So I imagine it's going to be a huge show. I think, when was the last one we went to, Brent? Was that October? No, when was that?
Last show.
Last year I came back.
It wasn't one that late, was it?
There was one whatever it was last year. Maybe it was before. I can't remember. But look,
I think it was. It was only the Penrith show and Sydney Expo last year. I think there was just the two.
Yeah, it was one towards the latter part of the year. But anyway, same thing. So yeah, it should be a good day.
Unless there was a Wollongong, I can't remember. It was last year's.
No, I don't think so. I think they were going to have theirs and got canned. We only had the one show last year. They were going to have one. Penrith put one on.
Oh, might have been just the Sydney Expo, and then COVID came and wiped out everything. So we got one in before the storm.
Second run of garbage. Anyway, here's one from Matt Loveridge, Southern Serpents. Hey, Matt. Hope you're doing well, mate. Do you think Pepper will organise the granite pattern? Good question. I don't know. Who knows how they will affect each other? Will it explode the pattern even more? Will it break it down to almost something patternless? Will it do something different? Like
Polygenics should say, taking two reduced pattern animals and mixing together, you'd think you'd see further reduction of anything. So, who knows?
So. That's what makes it interesting and exciting, I think, because how will the patterns, work with each other when you look at how the jag pattern affects the zebra pattern, It's different to what I would have thought. It's almost like the jag pattern almost disappears. The zebra pattern is, halved, quartered, far less, more broken up. I think zeb jags are crazy looking tonight. Really nice looking animals.
And that's mixing genes. You look at straight granites, then you've got granite jags. The way different genes intertwine with each other, granite jags look nothing like what you'd expect coming out of a granite. So it's how pepper and granite will work together. We could see some weird stuff. Who knows? It's all for the future.
Yeah. Certainly exciting. Who knows? We'll find out one day.
Ha ha ha.
One day.
Shut up, idiot.
I tell you, I've got albino breadline. Where's your exotic ones?
About time, mate. Congratulations again for 7 years later producing albino Bredley, mate. I'm proud of you.
Your exotic breadline interact with your pepper granites?
Yeah, I'm going to pair them up next year, mate. It's going to be massive.
Sorry, let's get back to questions before we give each other more grief. Darren Boswell, I'm sure Marty has done granite. Matt cross marble. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mr. Bahaj has done marble granite, and possibly Kurt.
Yep.
No, he did.
A few ant boys are well ahead on those little side projects.
Did Kurt do T plus granites as well?
He did. He did. Had some dramas. I don't know if one ever got out of the egg. I'm not sure how he went this year with it, but certainly been done. Heads are out there. Heads have been hatched. So.
Nice. Is it true? I find the diamond polygon quite nice, but really don't hear much about them. Are they harder to work with? I think being a bit of a later breeder, they're probably not as easy to get other genes into. When you look at the majority of carpet pythons, that most of them breed around the same sort of time. Diamonds and breadlie are much later breeders. That's why you find the problem. That's why you don't see many albinos or anything else being worked into diamond pythons.
Mm-hmm. Certainly been done. I know a guy who's hatched out some did the albino to diamond, got the heads and made heads this year and got some visuals. And I did try granite to diamond and failed. So yeah, they're a little bit different species. It's that timeline factor that makes it very hard, as does for the miracle with the Bredley stuff. Someone's got to pull the miracle and get all the diamond stuff going.
Challenge accepted. Oh, need some diamonds.
And some granites.
Got peppers though.
Yeah, of course. And albino Bredley finally.
Yay! Yeah, get there. Slow road, tortoise in the hair. Mr. Random Staff, Gary, everybody loves the lucky dip. Absolutely, makes it more interesting. Adam's family reptiles.
Dip, mostly.
Chocolate dip. Adam's family reptile den. I'll see you boys there. That'll be at the show. Awesome.
Yep. We'll be there.
And introduce. So there's a lot of names in that we know, but faces, not so much. And I'm terrible.
Come up and say, I am this person, and be cool to catch up with a few people. It was good last year to catch up with a few people.
Yeah.
Who came up and introduced himself, and it's good to put a face to the name.
Yep. I mean, it's a bit hard to have a good, long, deep, in-depth conversation because we're normally busy with a billion people and stuff. But always happy to say hello, shake hands, have a chat for a couple of minutes, and carry on. So by all means, please come over and say hello and introduce yourselves if we don't already have. Angus Sprout, can't believe I've never been to
Manya.
a show. Manya. Sorry.
Have to say it with an Aboriginal accent, and that's correct.
Manya. I can talk
that's
like
it.
that, mate. You talk like that, Manya.
Sprouty. Manya means little one in Aboriginal.
Oh, there we go. Very good. I've done plenty of work in Aboriginal communities. Always interesting. Sorry. I just said it's a hard life out there for some of them poor buggers. Can't believe nobody reptile show. It might be worth risking COVID for 100%. Everyone's going up with COVID anyway. Now it's just 7 days quarantine and go back to normality.
It's very relaxed now, isn't it? It's like you're all getting it, so deal with it.
Go get it and be done with it, I reckon, now.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
I think it was like 35,000 cases or something in Sydney that they know of. God knows how many people out there are sick and haven't been tested. So,
anyway, we're not here to talk COVID and politics, though.
Yep, it is what it is.
But Manya, you come visit for sure. Come to the show. Expos are always a good event.
Yep. Hopefully the Wollongong shows will go this year in September. Yes, finally they're doing one later in the year. That would be awesome.
on good advice. Who would have thought a show would be better later in the year, Darren? Who came up with that great idea?
No idea, but they deserve a pat on the back. I've never said it since the first show in 2007. Actually, it wasn't too bad. The first show we did in 07 and that, like May. May, which was perfect. It was fine. You know?
Yep.
You actually get things feeding. You don't have the pressure to try and, it's hatched today and the show's in 6 weeks. Somehow I'm expected to give it 10 or 12 feeds, after 2 weeks to shed. And, it's like...
No. Anyway.
And I know we're not the only ones that say, I think it's every other snake breeder there. Probably the only ones that enjoy the lizard breeders because they hatch, they throw them in a tub and throw crickets in there and walk away.
Yeah, and they hatch 14 times a year, so they're ready for any expo. But yeah, snakes, pythons, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, Darren Boswell's out. See you, mate. If he hasn't.
See you, Dazzler.
He's
probably asleep by now.
Probably. Geordie Booth. I look forward to seeing some high percentage jungle peppers. Really loving the pepper in general. Yep, 100%. Totally agree. That's why I've made that first pairing. So now that I've got some 50% jungle peppers, they will, in the next couple of years, go back to make some 75% jungle peppers. So when I first started when I first started doing the project, there was 3 different directions other than silver peppers that I wanted to take them in polygenically. One was black and gold, one was black and white, and one was black and red. And the only way I tried to do those was black and gold jungle, gelatin jungle, and red light.
Yep.
So I've made all those pairings and have all those offspring. And hopefully next year I will probably see the other 2, gelatin peppers and bread light peppers, hopefully. In fact, one of the bread lights, so I put pepper over bread light. One that hatched, only got 2 out of the clutch. It was a really bad clutch. Got 2. I got a pair. One looks like a Murray. One looks like a bread light, and they were a pair. So I was pretty lucky. But the one that looks like a bread light is unbelievable. Like if I showed it to you, you would swear it was a bread light. There's no hint of anything, and it just goes to show the craziness of polygenics. But it looks like the most purest of bread light you've ever seen. In fact, if I showed it to anyone, they would never know.
The bread light.
Yeah.
It's the variation factor, but they're the ones you want to work with. That's when you 100%. Go down those paths. You want that, like bring me that, and that's the next place to tee off from to get them rolling.
I don't know if I put it here or over the other side. No, I must be over further. Moved all heap of stuff here into the racks.
All new stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff everywhere. I can't remember where it all is. It's going to be fun feeding day. Oh, hang on. You can't eat this. This one's not big enough. It's going to be
Do
fun.
You eat?
Yes. So, this, I don't know about that one. Diamond cross water. Oh, it'd be interesting. Well, a lot of people would call it a mutt or a mongrel, whatever. But
mixed bag. Would it even work? Would water even work with diamond? Don't know. Different family, different species.
Well, I don't know. I've heard of other stuff being bred with water pythons.
Water and olives certainly work. I've seen that.
And olives work, and they're obviously reproducible. But yeah, I mean, you start honestly, if you start looking at, that sort of crossbreeding, I think if I was going to do anything with water python like that, I would probably go for genetics. I doubt I would go for just a diamond.
Just a species. Yeah,
I'd probably be looking at, a ghost zebra jag. If you're going to do it, you may as well go the other end and see what crazy stuff comes out of it. But that would,
and see what the water does to a whole bunch of things in the head clutches later.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I'd do, but as we always say, what you do with your animals is up to you. Just when you sell it,
be responsible for it and be honest.
Yep, that's it. Simple as that. Well, you look overseas at some of the crosses and things and bat eaters and all the sorts of stuff over there. So there's plenty of people that are into doing all that sort of stuff. I'm happy we just work with my genetic stuff.
Yep.
Season 1, would patentless bring anything to the table for table or not?
For table, I meant that's meant to be. I would say. Yeah, I think so. Table will certainly bring a lighter version of what we're seeing with the T plus marble stuff. So adding patternless, maybe we'll see a patternless, much lighter looking animal. Can't hurt. It's definitely worth exploring. I'm sure people are playing with that game at the moment. But yeah, definitely patternless in anything is a game changer. You look at Super Zebra, and then you can mix in Super Zebra with other genes. Caramels, albinos, sunglows, xanthics, ghosts, the variation that comes in from patternless is sometimes quite refreshing for carpets and Antaresia that are generally full of pattern and colour. To go patternless in different shades is very nice sometimes.
Yep, 100%. So, but it's like anything. A lot of people out there, we're making the first of the mutations, or when you're looking at the cutting edge, ant guys, whatever, they're trying to get on the ground T plus granites or albino granites or stuff like that. It's very early days, and even things like albinos. There's so much more that can be done within the one gene polygenically that's not being done. So just because you make a table doesn't mean you can't take it in different directions. And even marbles, you look at Marty Bahaja, Dave Evans, and Darren Boswell, and some of the guys, with the variation in Brett Moy, some of the variation with the marbles.
Snow marble. Yep.
Yeah, you got the white ones, you've got the patch marble type ones, some dark ones. Yep. So that's just colour variations within the one mutation. So polygenics at play within the one mutation and line breeding it. You can do that with anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So half the time is it's getting the mutation on the ground that you can then start to actually work with that takes such a long time. You've got some numbers to work with. It was like me. It took me a while to get the peppers on the ground in numbers that I could actually start to do things. Once I got them, I could then start to go, okay, well, now I can start to branch out in different polygenic mutations and obviously make more multi-gene combinations. So it's always fun. Yeah. Oh, Kurt Lively, he's sneaking in the background. Another
Mr. Livesy snuck in late, eh? Ghost table, shit yeah, mate. Shit yes. Yeah, the more the merrier, mate. The more ways we can change the morphs and mix it into different species, the better. There's a million ways to make it happen, and mate, we don't know until we try. So get it done.
Yeah. Ghost table, triple visual. Yeah, well, got xanthic ones now apparently in the ants, so opens up a whole both. So you can get snow Antaresia. So
yeah, absolutely. So yes, Kurt, spot on. Not triple recessive, but triple visual all the same. So same in a lot of the carpet stuff, mate. There's not everything's recessive, but there's still visual traits in many different things that can be displayed in 3, 4, 5 gene animals. So not all about just recessives.
Yeah. All fun. Oh, I think that's probably covered us for tonight, mate. We punched out a triple clutch.
Triple clutch, lots of Q&A. We'll take the last one from Andrew Townend, mate.
Oh, I can't see that one.
Question, you missed one.
Oh, sorry. My bad. That one?
My bad. That's him. The one I'd like to see, some carpet into rough scale pythons, both Morelia, as we talked about before. Yeah, mate. Mate, I'd be scared to do it. I don't know. We talked about it the other night. Roughies and GTPs is a little bit on the outside of what the accepted mixing in with most of the Morelia carpet species. I think it'd be cool. I'd like to see like Dazzle straight on the money. If you were going to do it, you'd do Ghost Pepper Jag. You'd do something monster genetic into a Roughie or a GTP. I see people doing Jag Pondros, and I'm like, have a crack, man. Do Ghost Jag, do Albino Granite, do something, next level. Don't just do a little dip your toe into it. If we're going to do it, let's do it. But I'm not doing it. So, I'm not playing the Car Pondro, Jag Pondro, and I'm not playing the Roughies game. But, mate, I would love to see, as, I talked about it with Andrew many years ago, albino roughies. You know, you get the albino gene, and if you could hold up that rough scale, you know, the scales of that in albino could be very cool, but someone's got to do it. Someone's got to make the hits. Someone's got to be responsible for the project and honest of the outcomes, and then produce the magic.
Yeah, I think if you're right with the albino, who knows how that would interact with the dark brownie pigmentation, so to speak, and the scalation of the roughie. Would it lose the scalation?
Might go away. Might not. You don't know. Look at some of the scaleless projects and other things that have held up. You know, that scale things held through into different morphs. You just don't know. It'd be cool to see. You do it, Andrew. Please let me know how it goes.
Yes, keep us all informed. Yeah, I know people have been trying to do it and haven't had success. I don't know whether they're viable. I know some of the stuff overseas isn't reproducible. It becomes non-fertile. Yeah. So some stuff is. I think some of the Jag Pondero stuff isn't reproducible. Some is. Seems to be a bit of variation, but very interesting. I mean, there's plenty of people with ideas out there, you know, and like, I mean, you talk about this stuff now, my God. 15 years ago, if you talked about, you know, how my diamond actually bred with my jungle, oh, God, the world had just exploded or imploded, one or the other.
And you'd be blocked off APS. You know,
APS.
Your phone number would be on a blacklisted thing.
The house would be torched, burnt down to the ground, you know. And it was always accidental. Oh, I accidentally bred this with that. You know?
Yeah. I was cleaning my tubs and I put my Darwin with my jungle and they accidentally hooked up.
Yeah. So now talking about that stuff, there's always the band of merry haters, you know. But I think, you know, what you do in your place is your choice. If you want to do it, have a crack, go by all means, you know. But just when you sell, you be honest, you know. Finding a market for it could be interesting. I'm sure there are some people out there be interested in buying some, but yeah, you'd have to be pretty straight with what it is.
So. You would, and you'd have to be prepared that if no one was interested and it's only your crazy idea, you own that idea and you own that bunch of snakes. Yep. So it's could be a long, long road.
Yep, that's it. So anyway, I think that's it for us this evening. Dennis Bolt, awesome show, guys. Can't wait to see who reveals the granite silver pepper. Oh, mate, I've been waiting 5 years for Brent to do it. So, just about to me again.
I'm asleep, mate. Wake me up when you finish talking shit.
So, yes, it would be pretty exciting.
Well, congrats, Daz, mate. That was, I said to someone today, I hope Daz cracks another little ghost pepper. I could do with one of those. So, if it's another one of the same sex as what you got, another female, then mate, KHP would certainly welcome it with open arms, mate.
So I'm sure, probably Xanthic Bredli as well, would they? We shall see what sex it is. I mean, it's pretty bad considering it's only the second one that exists in the world at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. We'll bring it to the trade table at some stage over some quantity of Baileys and Kahlua, and we'll come up with something, I'm sure.
We shall see. All right, guys. As always, Brent, when they're looking to find you, where do they find you?
KHP Reptiles, Facebook, Brent Smith on Messenger, webpage. Going to get a lot of interest on a webpage lately. I better pull my finger out and do some updating of the pictures that are on there from 2017. Yes. khpreptiles.com.au. And you're still working on your page, Dazza? Web page still in progress?
Yeah, it's one of those things, trying to get the IT guy to get it done, and getting logo sorted is drama. He's flat out with his own work, let alone trying to get stuff done for me. But yeah, it is a work in progress. We'll get there. All new and flashy once it's there, and then it'll be like 3 months of work trying to put content on it. So, you know, got a few animals to photograph.
Photos, text, it's a huge job.
Oh, mate, like just doing stories like the pepper story, you know, putting Ginger the Olive on there. Yeah, Ginger the Olive on there, the top of descent girl, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to put on there. And then
a lot of history, but it's good to have, you know, and people can go back and see that. You know, a lot of new people coming to the hobby and don't know who that Darren bloke is, and they can certainly see it all in the history books of, once it's on the website, it's there forever.
Yeah, 100%. All the photos and all that sort of stuff, the outcrossing, how I worked with the animal, proved it out and that sort of stuff, not just randomly putting up a photo and going, proven here it is recessive. I proved it, this picture, believe me. So, You've got to have that backing evidence. So that's all there as well. So it's always a good story to read. Might be a bit long-winded for some, but the story's the story. And that's it.
People bored on night shift or cleaning snake tubs might want to go in and have a look and have a read.
Yeah, that's it. But, if you're interested, so find me, Darren Whittaker, Morelia by Design, on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. All means, on both of us, if you can go and give us a like and share and all that sort of stuff, we'd appreciate it. And I know I've got a couple more clutches coming up soon. What about you? You got much
more, mate?
Yeah.
Mate, I've got 4 left. And some crackers too. I was surprised when I looked in the incubator the other day. 2 pepper clutches, head-to-head stuff, and 2 Bradley clutches left to come. And there'll hopefully be some cool stuff in all of those. So I'm a little bit excited again. I was feeling a bit depressed about end of eggs, but still some good ones to roll out.
Yeah, awesome. Well, anyway, thanks for all those that hung around and asked questions and said hello. Appreciate it. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks for dropping in, and ciao for now.
Thanks, guys.
Night.